Oh, William.
Yeah.
Okay, so my problem. So continuing on with my problem of Final Fantasy VII
Oh my
remake.
god, I forgot. What a tease it. God damn it.
Continuing with my Final Fantasy VII remake, right? So my problem with this, I don't know if it's because I'm spoiled by other Final Fantasy, but fucking Christ, this game is just so fucking linear. Like I don't remember this game being this linear in terms of story. Like I literally just keep literally everything I've been doing in this game has just been going from one hallway to another hallway. This wasn't the original game. But the problem with this game is, right, is they're literally taking a small part of the original game, right? And they literally stretched it out. But the problem is they stretch it out so much. Since they stretch it out so much, there's no they have to fill it with space to make it seem like it's worth the stretch out with this game. That's my problem with this game so far. It's like they took, because this game is only all the way up to Midgar, right? It's all the way up. Yeah, so they're like, fuck. But when you remember playing Midgar, then it wasn't that long. You could just be like, all right, we're done with Midgar. We can actually go play the actual game. Because Midgar, the original game, was just literally just like a fucking demo. Was just like a tutorial if you did the grip of the game. But they're like, oh, we have to take the demo section of the game and we gotta make a full game out of it somehow. And it doesn't work. It's my problem with this game. So right now this game seems like it's just full of fluff. It's what I'm doing right now in this game. Like, so right now in the game I have to go save Aerith because she got kidnapped, right? But I'm looking for missing children instead. I'm like, yeah, this girl that saved my life is being kidnapped, but there's some kids missing, and I should probably go find those missing kids.
Alright then, shit.
Yeah. And also the level cap is only 50. Because they didn't want you to grind all the way to level 99
Alright, that game is lame now.
Yeah.
The game's lame now. That's
the game is lame
just
just because of that. Alright, where the fuck am I going? I guess I'm going this way. Yeah, that's my problem with this game. It's just like I hear growling from the far.
God.
Yeah. This is my problem with this game. It's just so much fluff. They're just fucking putting stuff in. They're like, and hoping people will still think this is the best game ever. This game's not the best game ever. I don't know
if they want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man. If they want to play the best game ever, then they can just buy the original.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, because the problem with this game is just it's like, I don't know if it's because I'm just spoiled by modern RPGs with stuff like The Witcher or Final Fantasy 15 or any other, or even stuff like Horizon, right? Because Horizon, at least Horizon had me freedom to do whatever the fuck I want instead of this game is really just forcing me to go from one plot point to another. But in Horizon, I'm like, yeah, I could go save the world, or I could go find some missing children.
I mean, to be fair, if anything, RPGs always have a lot of fluff stuff that they use to like extend the lifeline. Like I remember in an example, Dragon Age Inquisition has a whole bunch of fetch quests.
Yeah.
They're like, go get these in this location, go get these herbs in that other location, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
where the fuck am I going?
I mean, in terms of Final Fantasy, a lot of it's always, well, maybe not always, but there's always been a linearity to it. I remember that being an issue with 13, but the thing is, by now, or by then, it should have been more open than that.
Yeah, but at least in 15 you had open world. You had open worlds element for you to do, but this game there's no open world element. Wait, hot takes. Final Fantasy VII Remake is more of a hallway simulator than Final Fantasy 13's hallway simulator. That's a real hot take right there.
Damn. Just wait, it's gonna be like hallway simulator for this part, then the next part is just gonna be all open world.
Open world, no. We're just gonna go fully open world. Jesus Christ. Okay.
And then the one after that is just gonna be hallway again.
We're just gonna go from hall. That's gonna happen in episode in remake part 3.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So welcome to the spoiler cast of Underwater.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. We're talking about movies. I forgot. This is the movie. This is what we only talk about movies on this channel apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck am I going?
What else are we going to talk about? Yeah. Video games? Hard.
Alright, so hey, William. So, I wasn't a big fan of this movie.
Really?
Yeah. This movie...
Why not?
This movie was trying to do aliens, but it wasn't but it didn't do aliens correctly.
Are you talking about the feel of it?
Yeah, like for some reason I felt this movie was trying to be like an alien movies, was trying to be like aliens, but it didn't execute the idea of how Alien did it correctly. You know, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you mean. Yeah, I can see what you mean.
I'll say my issues for the end. Let's just talk about this movie now. So hey, we're talking about underwater. We're talking about underwater.
Alright, so this is a movie where people are underwater. At the end.
Oh.
No, not really.
That's it?
But, So you open up with this narration from Kristen Stewart's character. Also, I did not know that she was in this. Yeah, I know, but I did not know she was in this movie at all until I watched it. I'm like, what the fuck? She's in this movie?
Yeah, Kristen Stewart's been in a lot of movies recently. Yeah,
I mean,
she's been. Yeah, this is our second Kristen Stewart movie we watch after Charlie's Angels, which by the way coming out later this week or coming out soon. TM, whatever the fuck I forgot the upload schedule for these reviews. SPOILERCAST discussion. Whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm. So you get her Kristen Stewart's character Nora, and who is a mechanical engineer along with her other. I mean. She encounters these two other of her colleagues, Rodrigo and Paul. Now, there was what we presume to be an earthquake or something. Yeah. Like Kristen Stewart had his opening monologue, where she's talking about I'm more cynical and I prefer to be cynical because there's a comfort in that kind of thing, which is kind of important to her character, I suppose. And so, then everything starts shaking, so she starts running through the halls after everything's it seems everything's falling apart. And then I know she gets to Rodrigo, and then they're all running, and then they make it to where it will be safe to close off these doors to seal off the section. There are two people there who were running, but they couldn't make it, so she closes the doors, and then it's what we would assume is like a kind of earthquake kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so they're crawling. They find Paul under a lot of rubble, and so they basically dig him out, and they're just trying to make their way to the escape pods. And so they make their way to the escape pods, but then they discover that they've already been deployed. And so they see that the Captain Lucian was the only person there when they arrived. So basically, it's understandable the captain was saving everyone else before he would go off. Yeah. And so together with them, they now I'm not going to get into the big details of this. So, so they reach the control base. They find what was it? Emily. They find Emily, and they also find Smith, they're like at the control room or the control base or whatever, and they were trying to make contact with the service where they find out that Nora was earlier said that all the hard lines were cut and stuff, so they couldn't really make contact with the service. And so while they're discussing how to try to get off, Smith plays an audio tape where you hear a crew member being attacked, and then you hear this groan, which is like, obviously unsettles everybody, and it also shows that,
you hear spooky sounds.
Yeah, you hear spooky sounds, Basically, they're not alone out there.
Is that how spooky sound sounds like?
Yes, exactly. That's how it sounded like. You have my permission to use that throughout the rest of this clip, okay?
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ.
But,
yeah.
They hear the spooky sound. They're, of course, weirded out by it. He's like, what the heck is that? Are we not alone down here? That kind of thing?
Yeah. Are we not alone in the underwaters?
Yeah. And so, basically, this is when the captain makes a plan. And his plan is basically that they get into some pressurized suits. And then they basically have to walk 1 mile across the ocean floor to Roebuck, which is where a drill is. So they hope that they can from there hope to use the escape pods there and go back up to the surface. Right. The only issue everyone has with that is basically that the fucking it's fucking dark. You won't see where you're going at all.
Wait. In underwater, nobody can hear you scream.
Oh my god. But first of all, not true. But anyway, so they basically they're gonna get on the elevator. There's this brief scene which I will mention. Rodrigo's looking at these two helmets. It wasn't really clear to me why he was looking at these two helmets specifically, but he gives Nora a helmet, and he takes one for himself.
Mm.
But then the reason becomes apparent when they decide to descend on the elevator. You find out that Rodrigo's helmet was defective, and so it starts cracking up. And then also, like, I will say I like the brutality of the movie, because like it cracks, and so when the thing is the door was defective, and so they're trying to pressurize, so that they aren't suddenly crushed or hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
But Rodrigo's helmet was defective, and they didn't know that when the door was when they was like, okay, we're just gonna open the door. It's gonna hurt, but we'll be fine, But because the suits were made to handle that, but Rodrigo's isn't, because his helmet's defective, and so he implodes, and then his body just scatters. It's just it's very gruesome.
Yeah, that scene just fucking. That scene literally caught me off guard. I was like, oh wow, we're not kidding around. We're just people are just dying. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
all right.
It's nice to see that the film has a respect for physics.
Yeah.
So he dies, and so basically from there I know that they get into into another, I don't know what you call it, but it's like this, I guess it's another elevator, I'll call it, but they basically get in that after they freak out a little bit because a guy died right in front right next to him.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so they as they're descending, they see that this is a stress signal or from one of the escape pods. Because the escape pods, one of them wasn't able to go back up, and so Smith and Paul are sent to investigate. So you get this tense scene where they're just kind of walking through the dark. Paul, who I should mention is T.J. Miller's character, he's just making jokes along the way, trying to ease tension and stuff. Understandably, because it's tense.
Wait, are you ready, kids?
Oh my god, I forgot that was in that one. I'm not responding to that, okay? But there was a SpongeBob song in there, which was like,
I was like, man, how the fuck did you get the SpongeBob song in here? That song was just so fucking out of nowhere, dude. I was the word.
To be fair, how T.J. Miller's character Paul is presented, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Look, do you think this was filmed before or after T.J. Miller made racist comments?
This movie was announced in 2017, so when did he make his racist comments?
That's a good question, honestly. I don't remember when that happened. I know
it was an issue that came up during what do you call it?
Deadpool 2.
That came during Deadpool 2.
Okay,
was Deadpool 2 2016?
Was Deadpool 2 really 2016?
I feel like it might have been 2016. I could be wrong. I'm not checking here. I haven't actually typed it in to check.
2018. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay, so this was before.
Okay, so this was before. Okay, so this is before people found out that T.J. Miller was an asshole. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, now we know. Do you guys why this movie took so long to came out? It was like, oh man, we gotta wait for this whole T.J. Miller thing to blow out to blow out, so we can release this movie.
I mean, to be fair, if I'm gonna be fair here, this movie, the movie, how long it took for this movie to be made, it doesn't seem like, at least during its production, it wasn't that long. It was only 3 years.
Oh, damn! I didn't steal the item. Fuck! I forgot to steal the item from the enemy.
God damn it, Austin. Oh. But anyway, so they're going to the escape pod.
Yeah.
When they arrive on location, they find a body, and then they're looking at the corpse, and then the corpse has this weird thing in its back, and then there's this creature that just jumps out and attacks.
Yeah.
And so Smith kills the creature. And then they take it inside, and so they.
We get a fake out. We get one of those horror movie fake out scene where it's like, oh well, he died, he dead. We get one of those horror movie fake out scene with him. It was like, oh, because the camera, because both of them are out in the water, and so everyone else is viewing them from their camera feed on the base, or I guess I want to call it a base. I assume it is a base they're on, or whatever, or some.
No, they're on a drill. They're on the basically drilling facility, a research and drilling facility.
So they're watching. Then we get this whole fake. I was like, I legit thought they already killed off, and I was like, wow, that was quick. We just killed a character. We're just killing one. I was like, no, definitely not. He's okay. Then we found out TJ.
That would have been especially brutal, but honestly, I was kind of fine with it.
Yeah, I was like, man.
But like,
yeah. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah, that would have been a quick way to get rid of TJ Miller's character.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, oh man, oh boy, we can't have TJ Miller in this movie anymore, so we gotta get rid of it.
And so, basically, you get Smith who kills the creature, and then you have Emily who starts to examine it, because I believe she was the biologist. Mm-hmm. Or research assistant or something. I don't quite remember what her thing was. Mm-hmm. But then she's looking at it, it's like, oh man, it looks like to be some kind of new species, but how? And then she starts theorizing, like maybe when they were drilling, they opened up a pocket like that was warm, and I was able to sustain this kind of life. And then, of course, something starts happening. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somebody starts knocking on the fucking freight, whatever. And so they see I guess one of the creatures, like one of the more adult creatures, are crawling around on the ship and stuff. Yeah. And then I know the ship starts crashing, and then they get out, and then they have to start. They start trying to walk towards the No, okay, now I remember. Now you get this big creature crawling around on the elevator, but then you look up above, and then you see that the facility actually starts blowing up, and so they start going into another compartment of the what do you call it? Of the elevator, so they can pressurize, put on their suits, and get out real quick. So they're running. And so as they're running, with the Kepler exploding, and then debris blowing up everywhere, falling from everywhere, Smith gets hit from one of the debris, but Lucian and Nora basically are able to save him, but his oxygen scrubber took a hit, and so they get into the station. They charge, clean their suits and stuff. But Smith's oxygen scrubber, as I said before, was damaged from the debris, and so he's a little out of it because he was kind of breathing on his own fumes for a bit. Anyway, they're going through a tunnel. They had to swim under this section, and then most of them are fine. But then you get T.J. Miller's character who's like, where the fuck's this who goes through. It looks like he's fine for a bit because they do this kind of thing where the creature is like, oh yeah, the creature's behind him. He goes through, but then he's like, oh yeah, it's not the creature that pops out, it's him. It's T.J. Miller. But then T.J. Miller starts getting dragged out.
It's T.J. Miller. That's such a fucking weird. It's like, oh, it's just T.J. Miller.
Look, man, it's T.J. Miller, okay?
But T.J., you and your racist antics.
Chill, T.J. You and your racism. Har.
Jesus Christ.
God. But,
where the fuck is this church I'm looking for? Jesus, I can't get that out of my head now. Christ. It's some fucking old lady just putting her hands on her head, but she's just shaking her head at TJ Miller. It's like, oh, TJ, back at it again with your racist tangent.
Oh my god. But
hey, do you think I can make this the title of the video?
TJ Miller's racist antics. Oh, TJ.
I think that's a bad idea to make it the title of this video.
Okay, sure, but that's you. I don't edit this shit.
Yeah, I'm not. You know what? I decided not to make this video for T.J. Miller and his racist antic.
I've decided not to endorse this park.
Yeah,
that's exactly how I'm hearing from you about the attitude is going. It's like so. No, anyway, ignoring Jurassic Park.
Yeah. But, so they're on. So they go to the other. So they have to get from one base to the other base, and then they finally get there.
Let me get to this. I know where I was at.
Okay.
But T.J. Miller gets killed, basically. In the most brutal fashion, where it just basically... So, here's the thing. I want the people who are listening to this to imagine it.
No, okay? It wasn't T.J. Miller that gets killed. It was the other guy.
It was T.J. Miller that got killed.
Was it?
I watched this movie legit today.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyway, so here's T.J. Miller. So at this point, he knows he's going to die, or something like that. So he hands this like, also this is a little character thing that was kind of like, it's kind of there, but it was harmless, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So he has this little rabbit plush that he keeps with him, I guess, because he's very uncomfortable being down deep into the ocean. But they're all at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Yeah.
Right? And so I guess he has that rabbit for a reason. I don't remember if they specifically say what, but that doesn't matter. So he gives it off to Nora. And so they know, everyone knows that TJ is getting dragged down. So they put on his helmet so that he can at least breathe, and not drown under there. Because they're thinking they can, still drag him out. But what you see is, you get a scene of his leg. Now these chutes are, like, supposed to sustain pressure.
Yeah, these suits are bulky. They're bulky.
They're bulky as shit, but they're also like sealed tight, and so it's like it's like a casual turn or knock. They, like, if you knock into something, you fall down. The suit's not gonna break. It'll handle it because it's supposed to handle on like hundreds of pounds of pressure under the sea, and so you get the creature on his leg. I think it twists his leg and then starts pulling down his leg, and then it takes his leg and starts like, you don't see it, but it drags it, like, I'm imagining it drags the whole body through a small little hole that it made in his leg. So that's how his character goes off. And then you see blood just splattered all over the helmet, and it is gruesome because you hear bones crunching as it's like being dragged through that hole. It is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
It was brutal as shit. I liked it, but it was brutal. So of course, everyone freaks out yet again. And so, they're taking a breather. They're like, I don't want anyone to die. It's like, we never should have dug this deep in. It's like, we never should have been here, that kind of thing. But the captain is like, trying to keep them alive and stuff. And so you get this conversation where the captain. No, that happened earlier, but I guess it doesn't matter. You get like because we'll get into that later. But they don't want, like, Smith knows that he, like, because of his damaged oxygen pod, that he's saying, just leave me here. I'm just gonna drag you down. And so, but everyone else doesn't want any more dead people, obviously, and so and understandably so, because they're all friends and stuff, and so they basically agree to help him walk. They start walking across the ocean floor to get to the roebuck. But as they're trying to decide which way it is, because again it's dark and they don't know where they're going for a little bit. They put Smith down for a bit. They start looking around and they know that the creatures are there, and then you get this you get the scene where one of the creatures is just like casually starting to loom over Christian Stewart, and it's honestly like I like how the creatures look, because just imagine the darkest place you can ever be, and you see these two little white pinpricks just looking at you from the deep. That's how they look like for a good bit until you actually see them. But it's creepy as shit, and like, for the most part, they're supposed to be looking like you really can't tell they're there, and when you do, it feels like they don't belong. So that's fun, but my descriptions won't be able to do it justice. But I like how they look.
Yeah, they look cool. The creature design look cool in this movie.
And so they don't want to leave him behind. But then they start like wondering where Smith is, and they find out that Smith has been dragged away into a cave. And so the captain goes out to get the Smith out, but then he pulls him out fine because the creature just went off to fuck off somewhere. But the captain left the gun there. Now it's not really a gun; it's more like a nail gun, I think it was.
Yeah, no, it was like a grappling hook gun thingy.
No, it's not a grappling hook. Otherwise, I feel like they would have used that at points, but I think it was like a nail gun or something like that. Because it's for repairs. He goes back to get the gun because it's you can understand why the captain would do it, because it's like their only defense against these things. But because of that, he gets dragged away, but it also turns out Nora also had like this little rope thing. Like they had these cables attached to each other so they don't get lost and stuff, so that they can drag the other person away if there's danger.
Yeah.
And but Nora, right, gets dragged along with the captain, and so they get dragged off. They're on the platform, and then there's a monster, of course, like looking to fuck with them, and so. One of the monsters grabs Lucian again, the captain, and so they're dragging up up above towards the surface. But because of the quick change in pressure, the suit can't take it, so it starts cracking. Both their suits start cracking.
Yeah.
But the captain then is like let go, and she's not willing to because she doesn't want to lose him. But then the captain does the brave thing, and it's also kind of like it also makes me like, man, that guy was cool. But like he's he did the right thing and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But he detaches a part of the suit from himself, and then she falls off because of that part of the suit, and then he's dragged up, and then he just dies. He I'm not sure if there's an actual thing that actually happens, but he blows up because of the increase in pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets dragged down into the she falls towards the bottom of the ocean. Now, at this point, we don't know what happened to Emily or Smith.
Yeah.
But Nora ends up at there was an abandoned station that there was an argument when they're saying why go all the way to Roebuck? Why not go to this station here? But the captain knows that there's nothing really there, so he says we're not going there. This is of course where Nora ends up at the abandoned Shepherd station, I believe it's called. Now her suit's damaged, but she's able to get a new suit from the Shepherd. And after a whole moment of you get a moment where she's just kind of like dealing with everything. But then she feels powerless and hopeless, but then she's like, okay, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna fucking do something, right? So she squares up, and gets a new suit and starts walking out onto the ocean floor, hoping to find Emily and Smith again. And so they're there, and they start dragging Smith towards the Roebuck. They finally make it there, thank God, right? Mm-hmm. But then it's like, then they find that around the Roebuck there's a nest of all those monsters hanging from the ceiling, and so they're trying to sneak by. But Emily's oxygen was actually has run out by this time, of course. And so it starts to wake him up. Now it looks like it doesn't wake him up for a bit. But then there's this one of the monsters, of course, like, let me put my hand on your face, on Nora.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and then she's telling him, okay, Emily, run the fuck away while this creature is focusing on me, right? But then it's you get this really like gross scene. Like I like it a lot because it's just like, oh god, right? But the monster puts its mouth around her head, right, and it starts widening itself to just like. Kind of a bit like a snake, but to unnatural proportions to just, like, eat her into trying to swallow all of her. But because she was at Shepherd Station, she had a flare gun. And so she uses the flare gun to basically blow it out through the creature's back and then kills it. And so she drags herself from under there. But then she sees the creatures and they're all about to wake up. She only has one flare left. So, not a good situation.
Yeah.
But then but then you see like there's a noise and then the creatures are like decide to like just not do anything for some reason, and so they decide to stick to what I thought was a roof of something. And so the roof starts to get lifted up the ground, and then you start seeing there's like this big something, and then she shoots the flare off, and then she finds out it reveals what I call Cthulhu. It's not Cthulhu, I think.
Yeah.
But it was Cthulhu.
It's
what I'll call it.
It's pretty much Cthulhu.
It's pretty much Cthulhu. It looks cool, Cthulhu.
Yeah.
But, so then, of course, there's, like, panic. The monster's, like, there. And then, I think all the monsters are trying to, at this point, descend on her. I don't remember right real quick. Because the thing is, they do a lot of cuts in the scene to kind of emphasize the panic. So it's you get like you don't get what's going on, and that's fine because honestly nobody does. But then Emily saves Nora, and then they get inside, and then but they're quote unquote safe inside for the moment. And so let's see. They're at this point they know their escape pods. They're all trying to escape, and then they're trying to get to one of the areas in the escape pod. There are like 3 areas for the escape pods, and so they try one hallway, but the creature sees it, like Cthulhu, and he just basically punches through the fucking hallway, and then the hallway's closed off, and so they can't go through. She tries going through another hallway, and the creature sees that and destroys that one. So basically, the Cthulhu's having his fun. And then, they make it to one of the pod bays, but Nora finds out only two of the 3 pods are working, so only one of them will have to stay behind. So they get Smith out, right? Because he's fucked up, and they can't have him staying, right? Because they worked hard to save him, whatever, blah blah blah. And then he goes off, and then Emily finds out that one of the pods don't work. And so she's trying to say, I'll stay and you go. But then Nora basically says, no, you get in that pod, I'll stay. And then punches Emily just so that she'll stop. And then push her into the second pod. And then, she goes. And then Nora at this point realizes that she won't be able to make it to the surface without dying. So she kind of accepts her fate for a bit. But then she finds that all the creatures are trying to fly up towards the other 2 pods, and so what she decides to do is basically overload the core of the robot to create a meltdown, which would kill the creatures and Nora. So she does that, she dies, and then you get like this brief little credits scene where basically there are news reports showing that Emily and Smith has survived and escaped to the surface. But the people who caused who tried drilling into the Marianas they just try again anyway.
Yeah. Then the company that's part of this thing was like, oh wait, what? I was like, what? No, we don't know what you're talking about. There was no spooky monster down there. What? Mm-hmm. Spooky monster? We really say it was a spooky monster? No. We're just gonna continue our little journey of doing this.
Basically. Alright, but that's the movie so far. So, I guess it's on to thoughts.
Yeah.
But we'll go with you, Austin, because...
Look, I have very conflicting thoughts about this movie, to be honest. So, this movie was not what I expected it to be. So I watched it because we only chose it because it was we finished watching Color Out of Space. By the way, go watch Color Out of Space SPOILERCAST. By the way, that's a thing on the channel. So I thought it was another H.P. Lovecraft movie. And the thing about H.P. Lovecraft, right, is his stuff is more always psychological horrors, right? They're more like they're more.
It's a cosmic horror type of thing.
Yeah, they're more like it's more like his stuff is more of the unknown than the known, right? So my expectation going to do like, all right, this is a movie where we're gonna see there's obviously gonna be like some weird Cthulhu, not Cthulhu, but there's gonna be like some more horror cosmic entity. So I thought like this movie was gonna be more like Aliens. Like it was more of a psychological horror movie than an actual horror movie. Like maybe so. Like here's the thing, because we also watched what was that fucking Cloverfield movie when they were in fucking space? That was Forced Cloverfield Paradox, right? Cloverfield Paradox. I thought it was gonna be more like that, where we know that there's a monster, but we don't know if there's a monster, or maybe deep down inside of us we were the monsters, right?
Oh my god,
Yeah, so I was thinking it was gonna be more like that, honestly, because that was my problem with this movie. Was like I think they revealed the monster too early. In all honesty, I felt that they should have saved this movie like Aliens, where we get like hints of it. We get like ooh, what's this? Is there something? Because here's the thing about underwater films, like because as humans, right, we have conquered everything on Earth except the underwater, right? Because we know everything about the forest, we know everything about the sky, like we don't know everything about the water. So like underwater horror, in my opinion, it's always one of the most interesting horror movies to do because we don't know what's down there. Like, is Atlantis down there? Maybe.
Yeah, it's like Fear of the Unknown.
Because that's the thing. I was hoping going to this movie was gonna be more of a fear of the unknown of this movie, right? I was hoping they didn't show off the alien thing so early in the movie. I was hoping they just saved it out, like if they could just find, hey, we found this weird creepy, like maybe we could have a scene where like, oh hey, what's this weird creepy thing clinging onto your suit or something like that. Like not completely showing off the monster. Like I was hoping more of a gradual increase of the monster. Like we show up with like, here's a small monster, and then it's part of a bigger monster, stuff like that. Which this movie did kind of do, but the problem is I feel like it kept showing off the monster too early, and it ruined all suspense, right? That was one of my big problems. Like there was like the good scene. Like one of the good scenes in this movie was when they were was when you were talking about when they were had to go through that little hole to get to the other side, and then suddenly it was like what's this mysterious creature that's going whole like that's a good horror element. Like that's some spook. That's that spooky shit, right? Yeah,
right.
like seriously, that's a good scene, right? But then when they started showing off the movie, like now we know what the threat is. Like that was the problem. Like that's the reason why I keep comparing this to Aliens, because in Aliens we didn't know what the xenomorph was until like near what 2/3 of the movie.
Until like near 2/3 of the movie.
Yeah, like that's why Aliens did it really good. I hate comparing this to Aliens, but the problem is everything with horror movies where there's a monster, you have to compare it to Aliens, because Aliens executed very well because they started that shit, right? So you have to base.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Alien was like essentially the precursor.
Yeah,
basically started it all.
So that's the problem. That's the problem when monsters, when horror movies, especially coming from H.P. Lovecraft, because H.P. Lovecraft is more of the psychological horror. So I associate heavily associating this with Aliens because not like Aliens, but because of H.P. Lovecraft. There's a whole psychological horror twist in your mind when you're watching this, but they don't do that. That was my biggest problem. They don't use the. I mean, like the only thing about this being related to H.P. Lovecraft is the fact that we see the Cthulhu monster in the end. I was like, all right. I was like, okay, there's your Cthulhu monster. Are you happy now? You stupid H.P. Lovecraft nerds. Here's your stupid Cthulhu monster. We trick you all the way into the end of the movie to see it, right?
Jesus, dude.
Yeah. So yes, that was my big one.
Yeah.
It's like in Color Out of Space when they're like, it's like we don't see the cosmic horror all the way into the end of the movie when what's their name girl gives the vision to young Samuel L. Jackson.
Jesus. Okay. Sure. But like fucking that's my thing too. Like especially with Color Out of Space, it was always better when it was subtle. Yeah. And it's like, and not when it's right in your face, which was also a problem with Color Out of Space. Now here, it's like, I like the shots when it's, again, it would have worked better if it was subtler. And at least in terms of the monsters. Now, this is in terms of the monsters early on I'm talking about. And it's like, oh shit, what is it? And then, you only get glimpses and you're like, oh god, what the fuck? And then, you're like, you'll see part of it. And then the rest of your mind will start making up the rest, and you're like, oh god, what is it? Oh god, because the fear of not knowing what it is what makes it worse. But that's the thing. When you start seeing what they actually look like, especially when Cthulhu comes in, like you see him as like.
Yeah, I was like, this is the worst part. He just read his show Cthulhu. Like, oh, okay, I guess Cthulhu's in this. He's just like, chilling. He's been chilling on Earth this entire time. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but anyway, let me get into my point. Because the thing is, one, understandably, anybody would be terrified by just seeing it. But when you're watching a movie, you're kind of removed from the danger itself. And so it's like, you would be like, oh my god, right? But then I start thinking, that looks fucking cool as shit. Like, what the fuck?
The Cthulhu monster is cool as shit, right? Yeah.
It is cool. But the thing is, I'm not scared of it.
Yeah.
Also, I think it also has to do with the fact that because, like, if it was more like in shadow and with the flare, you only saw bits of it.
Yeah,
that would have been a lot better.
The outline of it. Yeah, that would have been way more cooler, right?
And that's what the thing, because you start only seeing outlines with the lights of the robot and stuff.
Because fear of the unknown. Yeah, that's right. Because you it's like all right, it's like how they always reveal Godzilla. That's why in every good Godzilla movie, you don't show Godzilla. You always you just see glimpses of Godzilla, right?
I mean, you say that. But the thing is, with Godzilla, like, here's the thing. Here's two different expectations. Because the thing is, with Godzilla, you want to see the monster.
Yeah.
And basically, at this point, in this day of age, like, back then, you don't show off Godzilla until when he starts doing destructive shit. Because then you want to know what monster's doing this.
Yeah.
But that's the difference with Godzilla and what would be H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, because what he's playing on, again, as we stated before, is fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
You don't want to know it. You want to get glimpses and never know what it looks like.
Yeah. Where the fuck am I going?
Because then your mind is making it more and more like, oh god, what is it? And you want to know, but you also like, maybe I don't want to know. Maybe it would be better if I never knew. That kind of thing. That's what Lovecraft plays off of.
Yeah.
And so that's my thing with the monsters in here. Now, the only other problem is that like this movie is, in my opinion, fine. But that's the thing. It's just fine. Because the thing is, like I will say, like it's a strong cast that we have here and a strong direction because they know what they want to do here. And but the thing is, it feels derivative, if only of other horror movies. Because again, you basically like. This is what my thought was, right? And you brought it up too, Austin. But like the thing is, when I'm watching this, like, man, a lot of the sets kind of remind me of Alien.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It starts feeling more and more like Alien, right? And so that's why it's like, the thing is, it's I will say it's a good movie, but it's not. It's something you've already seen before. That's the thing, and it's like, it's got a good cast. Like Kristen Stewart actually like. The thing is, I only ever seen her in Twilight. Okay, so
yeah, well,
so
we're
watching her in
this.
this
All
was
right,
like,
all right. So you haven't seen Charlie's Angels yet? That's right. I forgot. We're watching this before we watched Charlie's Angels. I watched this after Charlie's Angels, which completely ruined the movie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because like, but the thing is, I like Kristen Stewart in this. She actually does this well, right? Because but we'll get into the characters and stuff later.
Yeah.
But it's like. It's all of it well acted, right?
Yeah.
But and the direction knows where it wants what it wants from the movie. Like it knows it wants to do this and that. Like there's no inconsistency. It's just a strong tone and strong feel, like strong consistency in this movie.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not some. If you watch plenty of other movies, or if you at the very least you've seen Alien, you've seen this before.
Yeah.
You know, which is kind of the problem here, because I would have preferred more. Now, you get of the characters were fine for the most part. T.J. Miller's characters, like his brand of humor in that movie, like it actually worked fine. It didn't grate or annoy me at all. I'm like, it's like you get a sense that it's a guy in a tense, very stressful situation, just making jokes, and even if they aren't funny, you get that he's making the jokes because
because that's how he deals with the situation. Because everybody deals with situations differently. Differently.
Right, and then you get Smith, and then you get Emily's character, who's like, she panics and shit. You know, she's terrified, and everyone else kind of has to support her and shit. But then you get these conversations where she's like, oh yeah, I had this corgi and stuff. You get more of a sense of her character. She talks, trying to calm herself down, and she just wants a conversation. You find out she's in a, I guess it says it here, but like she's in love with Smith. She says this like right off, but apparently in the Wikipedia thing I'm reading here, apparently they're in a relationship already. I never got the sense of that, but she's like horrified, terrified. She almost gives up, but then you get Kristen Stewart's character Nora coming in, who is kind of the leader of the group, right? She's kind of is, but she follows the captain for the most part. But it's after the captain, then it's her picking Emily back up, and then she helps Emily through this, and then because of her support, Emily kind of grows into her own and starts, she actually rescues Nora, which was also actually kind of awesome to see, like her character, start like to gain a sense of courage and bravery and just help everyone out and stuff.
Yeah.
Which was fine and stuff. You get the captain, this he's a weird character on his own, but like he's fine because he wants everyone alive and safe, as a good captain would, right? You get Smith, who's kind of there for a bit, who helps Emily through like get through the situation, but of course he's knocked out, and everyone else has to kind of pick up the slack. Rodrigo was there only for a little bit, but he was fine too.
Where the fuck am I going?
And then like it's a strong cast, basically is what I'm saying. Because like especially with Kristen Stewart's character, Nora, like she lost her fiance. She kind of goes through that, and she has nothing to go back to. There's like this moment. There's these moments where she's like, especially on the Shepherd, she's been through some shit. obviously she had to make a decision to kill, to close off, to seal off part of the hull, so that everyone else would live. But there were these two people there, so she's like, "Oh God, I just killed these people just to save everyone." But then you get Rodriguez like, "You had to save everyone else. It was not your fault." That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You get a bit of a struggle with her character there. She doesn't want anyone else dying, which is made clear. And then after losing the captain and stuff, you get a moment where she's just kind of like really struggling with this feeling of like not being able to do anything. And then, but you see her like pull herself together, and then basically just go and move forward, right? That kind of stuff. To be honestly, like the acting in here is fine. I like it. Fine,
Mm-hmm.
The acting is fine. My only problem is that, aside from the monsters, as you said before, is the idea of the fear of the unknown, and also that it should be a psychological horror thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I was hoping for with the captain for a second.
Mm-hmm.
But let's because there's this now. When they're in the freight elevator, after Rodrigo gets killed, after he implodes and stuff, you get the captain who's basically sends them out into sends T.J. Miller, Paul, his character Paul, and you get Smith, where they're basically going out to find out about the distress signal. And as they're talking, this is the moment when Emily's kind of talking about like, oh, I had a pet and stuff like that. And then, she's just trying to make conversation, trying to calm herself down. And then I know there was this, like, Nora is saying, oh, yeah, the captain has a daughter up on the surface, right? And then she's like, oh, yeah, she's like, and the captain says that she was 14. But then, Nora corrects him by saying, oh, no, she'll be, like, my age or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this weird thing where the captain's like, what? No. Oh, I guess so, right? And so you're like, is he just cracking under pressure? Is there something going on with his head?
Mm-hmm.
This is around the point where I was hoping that that something was gonna happen with the captain, but nothing ever really does.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of fine with that, but I'm also wishing we explored that too. Because the thing is, a lot of what Lovecraft does is basically like people go insane.
Yeah, that's
people
what I was
go insane by
about,
what they go through and what they see, but nobody ever really does.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was gonna happen with Emily, because there's a scene where Emily is kind of she's talking, she's kind of like giving a sense like, oh yeah, I just want to let you guys know this because I'm probably gonna go kill myself at this point or something, right?
Yeah. I'm
So
just gonna
Emily,
go by. I'm just gonna go kill myself.
yeah, but then Nora of course stops her, and then Emily is terrified, but then she opens her eyes like, oh, it's just you, Nora.
Yeah.
But then that's it. She kind of calms down, but no one goes insane here.
Yeah. That was but making sure that no one goes insane. Everyone just acts pretty normal. I mean, yeah.
I mean, they're like to be like if this was a movie where they're just trying to survive the situation, then that would be fine.
Yeah.
But they're just trying to survive Cthulhu.
Yeah,
which,
they're trying to survive against monsters. The problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. In which case, nobody should have been fine. And even with Smith and like Emily escaping, they should not be okay, because they should be haunted by what they've seen.
The worst part is this movie isn't connected to color out of space. There's no cinematic universe. Where is my Cthulhu cinematic universe at?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if this was a movie with that didn't connect to Cthulhu, if it was just random sea creature, then it would have been fine. But the expectation that you should be getting from here is a Cthulhu film, where of course these people just crack under the pressure of what they see, and basically they go insane by Cthulhu, but we don't get that. So it's you get basically where Nora is basically like, oh yeah, I came into myself, I blew Cthulhu up to save my friends, and then no one went insane here, everyone's fine.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
But it's like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Also,
That's
Cthulhu killed easily by an explosion, by man-made explosion. Cosmic entity dies to man-made explosion. Apparently, that's good to know. If that ever happens to real life.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's why I'm saying like the movie's fine. But if it was like if it was just a random sea creature that they just decided to make. If the sea creatures were all fine, and they didn't show Cthulhu at the end, but just some random sea creature or something, that would have been better. But it's Cthulhu, and you expect different things from something about Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the thing. Like, it's a fine movie to watch. Like, I could watch it again, you know? It's just that if you like Cthulhu, you're not going to really get much out of this, you know? It's like, for a movie like this, I would say a 7 out of 10. I found some enjoyment in it.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I
it's
like
not the
sequence in
Cthulhu
this
movie.
movie. I mean, I like the plot. It's pretty amazing. But the problem was I was expecting more based on the origin of this movie, based on the fact that this is a movie based on Cthulhu. Like if you go in this movie based on Cthulhu, like you're expecting Cthulhu mythos and that aspect. Yeah, you're gonna be disappointed. But if you're just going to this movie just blind, like, all right, I'm here to watch the movie, you know. I'm here. The coronavirus is over. I'm ready to go out to the movie theaters again to watch movies. I hope this movie is in theater when the coronavirus is over, you know.
Yeah.
It's like,
But,
you're gonna get a fine movie, but it just this doesn't
fine,
meet expectations based on if you know context beforehand is the problem. That's just my only problem with the movie. Yeah.
If you go in blind, you just expect to enjoy a movie. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's fine. That's why I gave it a 7 out of 10. But for a Cthulhu movie, I would probably give it a lower rating.
Yeah.
Probably give it like a 5 out of 10.
That's
how I would
like
go
you just
with it,
say it.
honestly.
That's that thing. Yeah.
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 And I could watch it again.
Yeah.
I would be fine with watching it again.
But do you think
I enjoyed
do you think
it,
in the next movie Cthulhu will rise up from the trench and then they have to fight Gypsy Dancer?
Oh my god.
By the way, I finally learned the name of the robot from Pacific Rim, by the way.
Oh my god.
I didn't know what the name of the robot was from Pacific Rim until I looked it up. Apparently it's
does it
it's
matter?
called Gypsy Dancer. Do you think this is a prequel to Pacific Rim? Do you think this is all connected? Do you think Idris Elba's character is the character from Color Out of Space?
Oh my god. Alright. No, we're done here. Good god.
Alright. That's it. That's the review for that's the spoiler cast for Underwater. Coronavirus is still a thing when this is recorded, so wash your hands.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay, thanks, bye.